I'm Erin. I'm a music teacher from Sydney, Australia, and I just tried to film a bunch of videos and I felt really fake during them, so I'm just gonna try and do the iTeachToo tag to kind of introduce myself for starting my YouTube channel as a teacher. So the first question is, what do you teach and where? And I teach music in Sydney, Australia. I've actually only been teaching for 4 weeks. I just finished my 4th week of teaching. I did my first 3 weeks in a primary school teaching grades 3 to 6, and I've just finished the end of my first week teaching years 7 and 8. Oh yeah, that was kind of the second question. How long have you been teaching? 4 weeks. Now the next question, did you always know you wanted to be a teacher? Yes, to an extent. In primary school, I wanted to be a teacher, a primary school teacher and a marine biologist, as so many young girls who are obsessed with dolphins want to be. But it was only when I went to high school and I started doing music lessons with my teacher, Alex Manton, who is currently nominated for an ARIA to be Music Teacher of the Year, which you should vote for her. I'll put the link in the description. It was only after having her as a teacher that I really began my passion for music and teaching music. I connected with her personality so much, and she was so encouraging to me, because I'd only been playing guitar for 2 years and I never thought I could sing, and it was because of her encouragement that really made me become confident in myself in my music, and that was kind of the starting point of me wanting to become a music teacher. So it's now been about 10 years since Alex taught me, and she really inspired my love for music and music teaching. Next question, what is your typical teacher OOTD? So my typical teacher outfit is limited because I haven't been teaching for that long, so I don't have that many teaching clothes. But I did make the effort of buying clothes online that would make me feel like I looked like a teacher, even though I was really fresh out of uni. I just tend to wear nice shirts and pants. The school I'm teaching at the moment requires a formal dress wear, which I find it's mostly tricky because of shoes. Like, I hate wearing ballet flats, but it's the only thing that, apart from high heels, that tends to go with wearing pants, because I much prefer to just wear like jeans and boots and sneakers, but not particularly formal enough. So I get really sore feet and I have band-aids on my feet like every day. What do you usually bring for lunch? So for lunch I tend to bring whatever I made on Sunday or Saturday or Sunday. I usually try and make a big meal that I can take for school throughout the week. Whether I actually eat it or not is debatable. There are quite a few nice cafes and stuff around my school, and so it's very tempting at lunchtime to go do that. And often I actually do find that I forget to have lunch because I'm either letting kids come into my classroom at lunch to play music or I'm doing work. Yeah, so usually it's some sort of like dinner type meal that I made for the week. So this week it was a tomato and chorizo risotto, and that's been really nice, but I'm very over it because I've had it about 5 times. Next one, what is one of your favorite books about teaching? Now, I haven't read that many books about teaching, but I've got one here. One of my other books my sister has borrowed, so this is another option. This is Open by David Price, and it's all about how the world is becoming open with technology and 21st century learning, and so that's a really interesting one to read. It's not a light read, like you have to be properly concentrating, but it's really fascinating. Other books I do like about teaching though, anything by Ken Robinson generally. He's awesome. Not like everyone's seen his TED Talk, so I don't think I need to explain why he's awesome. 7, what is one of your favorite teacher movies? Well, as a music teacher, and it sounds a bit weird, but School of Rock, even though like Jack Black goes into school and he is not a qualified teacher and he thinks teaching is nothing and he thinks it's really easy, but then he inspires the love of music and they all get really into it and the kids are engaged and loving it. And that's kind of the moments I would like to have with my students as much as I can. When kids just playing music, they're really into it, they want to learn, and they're having a good time. I didn't realize I was holding this at such an unflattering angle, but the other videos I filmed, they had nice lighting, like the sun was still up, and it was all set up, but I felt too formal and uncomfortable and was speaking as if I was in a job interview. So I'm just holding the camera and it feels a lot better. Who was your favorite teacher? Well, so as I've mentioned, Alex Manton. Click the link and vote for her for ARIA Teacher of the Year. So she was a young teacher. She was coming back into the school where she used to go to. She was just exciting and passionate and really cared about you and got to know you and was really encouraging. And those are qualities that I continue to try and take into my teaching now that I am in classes now. She's also just continued to be really supportive. Even when she wasn't my teacher, I only had her in grades 7 and 8, but all throughout years 9 to 12, she was always there for me. She was always checking I was doing well. She would help me if she knew about anything that was going on or that I needed help with. Yeah, she was just a committed, fantastic teacher, and she still is. Also, my other favourite teacher was actually a lecturer at my university, Dr. James Humberstone. He's now the program director of the music education course at the Con, the Sydney Conservatorium of Music. He just friggin' loves teaching, and he loves music, and he's really committed, enthusiastic, all of those things that you want in a teacher. Really knowledgeable, just wants for kids to be engaged and to get into music and be lifelong learners through music. And so I think because of him, it was another reason to work really hard at uni, and he has done so much for my career without me asking or begging him to. He's given me so many opportunities. He got me my current job. He's referred me to other people. He's gotten me other work. I'm working with him on a resource at the moment that hopefully you'll hear more about later. But he's just awesome. Like, James is great. He has a great online course, or a MOOC, a massive open online course. I think that's what it's called Technology and Music Education on Coursera, or however it's said. I'll link that below as well. It's really fantastic. If you're a music teacher, you should do it. 10 out of 10, very good. What are some of your favorite teacher, YouTubers, Instagrammers, Snapchatters, etc.? So while I was in Europe, I started getting really into teacher YouTubers because I was starting to have like withdrawals. I was like, oh, I just really want to get back into teaching. Like, I hadn't been teaching for about 9 months, and I was just missing it. And so I started watching all these YouTubers while I was away. So some of the people that I really started liking and I've continued to watch are Real Rap with Reynolds. He's great. Too Cool for Middle School is great. Pocketful of Primary is really fun. I think she was the first person I started watching that got me back into watching teacher YouTubers. I've only just started getting into like teacher Instagramming, so I don't know the names of people just yet. What is one of your best classroom management tips? I don't have that many tips because I haven't been teaching for that long. I'm not going to pretend that I'm an expert at any of this, and if anything, I think every new teacher, that's the main thing that they really need to work on. Something that I learned on my first teaching block, which was only started 6 weeks ago, is to put the directions for absolutely everything that's happening on the board, everything the kids might need to know in order to achieve their tasks. Put it all on the board. I put it on a smart board in the classroom, and in my instructions there I put emojis kind of showing them what they needed to do in a way, so that I didn't have to even try to get all of the 28 primary school boys to be quiet at the same time, because I found in my first week I spent so much time trying to get the class to be quiet so I could give instruction that the kids who were being quiet the whole time got ripped off, and they didn't get that much learning or playing time. And so as a result, I put the instructions on the board and so they could just get on with it, and I would go one-on-one with every student, but especially the boys who could not concentrate. I would get up right down on their level, talk to them, and make sure that they were actually getting on with the work. Another thing I did to kind of repay the students who I felt were getting ripped off by their classmates' poor behaviour, I started running lunchtime, just like jam sessions in the classroom. So students who wanted to come in at lunchtime when I wasn't on lunchtime duty, come in, we do music games on the board. I made some arrangements for them to play on xylophone, play with the instruments. They just kind of went crazy. just did music stuff at lunchtime and they loved it, and it really helped create a really strong relationship between me and my students. The last question, why did you want to become a teacher? And I'll do music teacher specific. Music's usually a really important part of almost everyone's life in some way, shape or form, and the opportunity to facilitate really wonderful musical experiences that hopefully will encourage people to pursue music, at least in some form, throughout the rest of their life, I think is awesome, is really cool. Also, music's just really fun. I guess that's the end of my video. I'm sorry it's like very movie around. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe if you want to see more stuff about music teaching specifically in both primary and high school. I'm hoping to bring out some more videos very soon. Alright, thanks, bye.